Welcome back to Sky Odyssey. Today we get this adventure started for real. What's the background?
The ongoing development of Arcadia Island has led to the construction of a railroad. Although mainly for freight transport, it is also used to refuel planes in flight because of the poor facilities at the airport on the island.
Well, that sounds totally insane. Anything new here?
This area is composed of 4 islands.
Nope. Alright, let's get on with the mission.
Your fuel tank has sprung a leak. Fly your aircraft to the airport on the west coast for repair.
Can we not repair it before taking off?
Weather is clear. Take off and fly due west. The leak in your fuel tank will reduce your range, so you'll have to refuel en route. Rendezvous with the refueling train, continue to the airport and land. Here is how to rendezvous. Fly directly above the train and synchronize your speed. Descend until your aircraft engages the mechanism on top of a refueling car. If you are going too fast or too slow, you will not engage. While refueling, continue to watch your speed. If you stray from the train, the refueling hose will detach. When finished refueling, fly away from the train or press the circle button to detach. You can refuel from the train as many times as necessary. Once you arrive at the town, complete your mission by landing at the airport near the end of the railroad tracks.
Oh wow, look at my fuel go in the lower right corner. And they didn't even start me with a full tank. I think someone on the ground crew wants to kill me. And there's the red dot appearing on the radar. That's the train. Okay, let's hit that checkpoint before the train leaves, because otherwise I won't have enough fuel to catch up with it. Wait for me! Trainer ring. And I'm down to 20% fuel. Oh good, there's autopilot for hooking up. I hope nobody minds that the fuel I'm getting from this train is just pouring out of my ruptured fuel system all over the track. Let's hope nobody has any matches or something. Or maybe throws a cigarette butt out of the train window. You know, one way this mission could get crazier is if there was, say, a line to this train, like multiple planes in the same condition as ours, with ruptured fuel systems, just cycling, needing to refuel, and briefly separating and then coming back again. I don't think there's any way I could match speed with a stationary train. The line's been cut because I'm either flying too high or because of that switchyard. I think you have to lose the line here because there is that bridge running right over the track. this is going nicely. I could get used to it. Maybe even fly cross-country like this. Oh, maybe going too fast. Well, this is a bit of a dull stretch. Not even a single checkpoint in sight. Is it going faster? Okay, this line break is definitely on me. And they are going faster. Another way to put a spin on a leaking fuel system mission would be to add, I suppose, a leak that only leaks when you are at a specific range of angles. Or maybe a leak that only stops when your plane is rolled about 45 degrees to the left, and you need to fly mostly turning right for the duration of the mission. Sky Odyssey won't be doing anything like that, but you need to think about a sequel. Maybe they'll make one 20 years later, eventually. Yes, I'm doing rolls inside a tunnel with a leaking fuel system while connected to a train with a hose. Oh look, it's the stuttering again, and I have no fucking idea what's causing it. Come on, OBS, there's literally no reason for this. I think this is the end of the mission. I need more points. Wait, is that a runway? On the radar, on the left? Must be a secret runway. I'm not going there today. There's my runway. Goodbye, train. Ah, shit, the last checkpoint. Now we can land. And because yet again we've finished the mission with a decent enough ranking, we get a choice of a spare part. I prefer building speed up first and then slapping on a part or two for maneuverability. Let's take the lightweight body. It makes the plane weaker, but there are very few missions in the game where you can take damage and live anyway. Now I'll slap it on. And let's do another mission. Why not? Oh, the path splits already. You know, this game has multiple variants of the ending, and this is where it's already being determined. So, for now, let's do something neutral. This mission does not affect the ending.
Most of the explorers and adventurers who challenge these islands customize their ships and aircraft. This aircraft carrier supplies the parts and the technicians necessary for this custom work. There is an aircraft carrier off the west coast of Arcady Island. Your mission is to locate and land on it. Weather is stormy. Approach the carrier from the direction indicated by the arrow on your radar. Intense wind and rain will reduce visibility greatly. Fly low to search for the carrier. Turbulence and thunderclouds make a high-altitude approach nearly impossible. High waves and strong wind will cause the carrier to pitch and roll violently. Adjust your altitude and speed as you approach. Here is how to land on the carrier. The carrier is 330 meters long. That's roughly 1/3 the size of a normal landing strip. The carrier is equipped with arresting wires. To land, hook these wires. They will bring you to a stop before you run out of deck. After you spot the carrier, fly by once to confirm its position. Align yourself with the runway and approach from the rear. Drop your airspeed to around 100 kilometers per hour and begin your descent. During your descent, lower your landing gear.
What are you talking about? It's always down.
Come into the carrier 3 meters above the deck.
So into the carrier or above the deck?
Bring the aircraft down as soon as you reach the deck.
Am I supposed to hit the superstructure?
The arresting wires will engage your aircraft's hook and bring you to a stop. If you come in at the wrong angle or altitude, the arresting wires will not engage and stop you. If this happens, you will see miss displayed on the screen, and you'll have to take off again without stopping. Increase the throttle, pull up, and position yourself for another attempt. If the arresting wires do engage, you must quickly cut the throttle and apply the air brakes to complete the landing successfully. Upon completion of this mission, you will receive a set of pontoons for your aircraft.
And that's a nice rain effect on the wing. The weather is shit, yeah, but on the plus side, the fuel leak's been fixed. I don't think I can get hit by a direct lightning strike, but I wouldn't put it past Sky Odyssey. There are only 3 checkpoint rings in this mission, and both of the remaining ones are on the radar already. We're almost there. The carrier should be appearing in the fog somewhere up ahead. Yeah, there it is. So let's land on it, as I always do. Well, no, actually, let's land on it. Why is my speed dropping so fast? Okay, full throttle. The fuck is happening? Well, that's one way I've never fucked up a carrier landing before. Mysteriously. Oh, I haven't shown you the vomit-inducing mode of Sky Odyssey's camera, right? Well, check it out. Everything in the screen is so wobbly and disconnected from one another. No, I cannot do any flying like this. Alright, so this should take a minute. About the split path in the campaign. The final map of the game, the final challenge, is split into two sections. The very end is always the same for everyone. However, the first part of that mission, the first half, comes in three variants. And whichever one you get depends on the order in which you do the main missions on that branching campaign map. Now, we're going to see them all in any case, but the ending depends on the order. I've seen only one endgame challenge, and that's the one where you fly over an active volcano. For some reason your engine doesn't die there. Now that was pretty crazy, but I'm kinda curious what the other two variants are like. I think I'm going to put up the choice of ending for a vote. And back to the mission at hand. I can see now what screwed me over last time. That was that blue arrow on the radar. That's wind. Yeah, very specific, very locational wind, which blows in the direction of the carrier's backside. That's the nautical term for it, right? I didn't get a circle around my ranking because I didn't do enough acrobatics in a storm, but I do qualify for an extra part. Yeah, I could use a new canopy. It's funny that they give you a choice, but one of them is clearly better than the other. Why did they bother? Well, wasn't that an epic treasure? Now let's put the adventure mode aside for now, and let's go back to the arts.
Okay, this stage is a diamond. It contains rings numbered 1 through 4. Fly through ring 4 and the finish ring will appear. To clear the stage, release smoke while passing through rings 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, and 4 to fin.
Wouldn't it be funny if drawing all these patterns in the sky we were summoning some ancient god? I mean, that chanting in the background, it's there for a reason. At least I think so. Oh, by the way, on the right side of the screen there is this altitude helper which shows you how high the next waypoint is. It's pretty helpful when you're doing the U-turns. A non-Sky Odyssey related rambling, I've sort of finished the script for the second episode of the podcast, and while I was doing research for it, I ran into something amazing. Apparently, in the 1980s, some now well-respected wargame designer had his wargame published. Actually, it was in 1980 exactly, and his game was called Time Tripper. That's perfect. Wow, the game really knows how to stroke your ego.
The pattern to draw this time is the infinity symbol. This stage contains rings numbered 1 through 4. Pass through ring 4 and the finish ring will appear. Clear the stage by releasing smoke while flying from rings 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4 and 4 to fin.
Oh, it's getting three-dimensional. So anyway, Time Tripper. It seems to be one of the earliest solitaire war games out there. You could play it alone, you could play it with up to 3 friends in a co-op campaign. And the premise is that your character is a Vietnam War era US infantryman. You pick your loadout in the beginning. And then your characters get stoned, I mean high, not stoned like in Spec Ops The Line. And you fall into a time warp. And then you travel through time, battling a variety of simple script-controlled characters. Those include Tyrannosaurus Rex, the Greek Phalanx, maybe Zulu warriors, World War II Nazis. What else was there? A vampire, yes, there's a vampire level. And, well, of course, the Time Police. Oh, excuse me, we've got to hit Pentagon next.
This time we will draw an equilateral pentagon. This stage contains rings numbered 1 through 5. Fly through ring 5 and the finish ring will appear. Clear the stage by releasing smoke while flying from rings 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5 and 5 to fin.
Pentagon will be our last target for today. So looking at the description of Time Tripper, I was like, wow, this is Time Splitters, but even more nuts. Unfortunately, the game has been out of print pretty much since the moment of its original publication. It was published by the very same company that published the campaign for North Africa. You know, that war game where Italians have to be supplied with extra water, otherwise they can't cook their pasta and they don't perform so well. Now, I believe you can find the rules of the game at Board Game Geek, and someone may have even tried to recreate the game. There was also a computer version. Unfortunately, it was coded more than a decade ago, or about a decade ago, and it was in Java, so it doesn't work anymore. So yeah, Time Tripper, 1980. Look it up if you're into weird solitaire war games. Now back to the present, what's going on here? I'm nearly done, just one last line. And this ends our operations for today. Now, what's going to happen next is that you pick the form of the destroyer. Sorry, you pick one of the 3 variants of the final level. And in the meantime, I'll clear the target mode, because it's a bit of a pain in that you do need to beat it multiple times to unlock everything. But if I do it, I'll get a couple new planes, a couple new useful parts, and of course, the jukebox to play these haunting tunes. Also, I'll probably drop the recording resolution to minimize the stutters again.